Hey y'all, it's Adia B back with another video, and today's video has to do with what is dating life in China? What is dating life in specifically Shanghai, China? Because that's where I lived for 5 years. Let me tell you, dating in China is lit because there are men, high value men, with a lot of money, with a lot of experience, who actually have their mental together. Well, who are in China. Shanghai is a beautiful, amazing city filled with 24 million people. Out of that 24 million people, there are about 100,000 foreigners from all over the world. People who come to China usually can be put into these categories: teachers, business professionals, athletes, etc., etc. I got to date all sorts of different amazing men from all over the world who are considered high value. One, businessmen from Europe, from Africa, from South America, from America. Usually their company will pay for them to be there for a couple years. They'll have their apartment paid for, they'll have a driver, they'll have a translator. Those are the big leagues. I used to date a guy who worked for Chrysler. Chrysler, he was like number 7 in the company, meaning like president, CEO, COO, like he's down there number 7. We went on the most amazing dates where he would spend maybe $400 per date, and he just treated me like a queen. It was just amazing to just pick his brain. We had such good conversations because he was smart, and guess what? He was black. He's from Kenya, but worked for an American company in China. Like, money and brains and sweetness, and he was actually quite handsome too. So that was amazing. The businessmen out there, just so good. But disclaimer, because they're businessmen and some don't live there, some are just there for a week or two, a lot of them can be just playboys. So these men come and have that attitude of just like, ooh, she's about to drop her panties right after this date. And some of them don't want to wine and dine you. Some of them don't want to do any of that. But Shanghai is lit because you're around amazing, powerful businessmen, and that is my type. Yes. Another group of men that are also my type are athletes. Oh, love athletes because 1, they're hot. Most of them are hot. And 2, they have a really good income. But 3, oh my God, are they so freaking boring. All they can talk about is their sport. I get it, because unlike other sorts of jobs, being an athlete is 24/7, but they make a lot of money. I used to date this professional athlete. He even has a Wikipedia page. He's a soccer player. He's a couple years older than me. He's from Nigeria. He'd been a professional soccer player since he was 15 years old, and he was hot as whoo. But, our conversation wasn't the best because he was kind of boring. All he would talk about is his sport because that was his life, but whatever. But he would come and, like, we'd go to the Nike store and he would drop, like, 20,000 kwai just because he's bored. 20,000 kwai is probably, like, $6,000 just at the Nike store just because he's bored. And, like, his salary was disgusting. It was, like, 30,000 US dollars a month. So hanging out with him, the activities we do together were fun. One time we went on a date to one of the nicest restaurants in Shanghai. You get to see the view of the Bund, which is all the beautiful buildings, the water, so amazing. Fancy dinner. And afterwards we went and we did a 2-hour massage at this massage place. Like, it was just so good. Just hanging out with him was lit. So yes, love an athlete. There are many athletes, especially basketball players, who go to China to get a bag because China pays a lot of money to basketball players, soccer players, tennis players, whoever you are, to play for their team. So yeah, dating athletes in China, it's pretty awesome. And then number 3, there's teachers. And I was a teacher too, so no shade to the teachers, but teacher salaries, they can be pretty large, but obviously not as large as the business person or the athlete. But teachers could make maybe 5,000 US dollars a month, and that's pretty significant in China considering your expenses in China in total could be 1,000 US dollars a month, including your rent. So you can save a lot of money, and that's why a lot of people in China have just money to blow because they've saved up a lot of money from being a teacher. So you can date a teacher at a high class international school who will do little things for you, take you out on traveling, things like that. Usually teachers, I mean, they can range in the way they look. If they're working for a good school, that means they're usually a native English speaker, which means they come from America, Australia, New Zealand, England, South Africa sometime. But yeah, and they're really fun too. And you're going to mostly see them out in the same spaces that you're going to be because you are a teacher as well. The other people, like the businessmen, the athletes, you're going to meet them at higher price places, nicer restaurants, clubs. Like the athlete guy that I met, I had just went up to him at a club. He was sitting at a club alone with 2 bottles in a section by himself. And I'm like, why are you sitting here alone? And he's like, yeah, I'm just bored. And that was the beginning of our relationship. He was really, really cool. The other guy, the business guy who I met him off of Tinder. Because in China, Tinder is way different than in America. Because in China, again, 24 million Chinese, 100,000 foreigners, it can be sometimes a little difficult to meet other foreigners to date that aren't in your circle. So really, Tinder has high-class men from everywhere. So I met a lot of high-class men on Tinder, high-value men on Tinder, and it was awesome. My dating experience in China was awesome because I got to meet so many people who I just felt like were on my level in regards to mentally. They weren't insecure. They really were ambitious. They wanted something. And it was just motivating to be around that sort of energy, to be around boss nigga energy, whether they were white, black, Puerto Rican, Asian, whatever that they were. So my dating experience in China was awesome. If you have any questions about dating abroad or dating in China, comment below. And thanks for watching my video. Please like this video and subscribe to me. I'll be putting out a daily video. Anyways, thanks for watching and talk soon.